escape across the skies when I'm with you.
Pretty nice looking quad, right? Welcome back to the channel, guys. This is the Eachine Lal 5Style, and you might be wondering why they call it the style. I have an idea that they call it the style because it is, what does it say with me, guys? Freestyle. It's the freestyle version of the original Lal 5 with, I believe it was a Caddx Tarsier on board shooting 4K video. So you had dual cameras up front. And what's interesting about this setup is that you can still tell they're using that same type of front end on here. It has a TPU mount, and it looks like it would still accommodate 2 cameras. If you wanted to upgrade this to a Tarsier later or put the run cam version on there, you can do either of those and shoot 4K on this particular freestyle frame. But I think that a lot of people like to shoot with GoPro, so they wanted to come up with a GoPro version, and that in return makes it cheaper. Right now it's $159 for this quad, which is kind of a crazy price for what you get, especially for how it flies. Now the original one, I felt like for some reason it draw too many amps too quickly out of the battery, and I got a fairly short flight time, under 3 minutes. So I think it was a beastie quad. These are 2405 motors on here. These are 2450 kV. We're running some very similar looking Cyclone props. They're not Cyclones though, they're actually Race Star, and these are 5140 5-inch props with a nice sort of medium cord and a nice taper tip out on the end with not a whole lot of pitch. So they fly nice and smooth, but they give you a decent punch out. You do have also 2 options for battery mount. You can do one on top just behind the GoPro here, and I usually like to fly a 4S 1550. The second mounting option is on the bottom, and I'll show it up on the screen here. You have really nice carbon fiber on the bottom and the strap option on the bottom as well. So either way you'd like to mount your battery, you can do that. You can fit a little larger battery on the bottom if you want, because you have the whole length of the quad. Now we also have 50 amp BL Heli ESCs, and those are programmable by the onboard Bluetooth. You can use SpeedyB on your phone. So you download SpeedyB, you turn on the quad, obviously take the props off indoors, and you're going to be able to go into beta flight, change around your parameters, and you can add new PIDs, you can work on the PIDs, make them a little better. In the back, I also have a TPU mount right back here, and I also like seeing that they used a Lollipop 3. We have our antennas coming out the back of that TPU mount, and my XM Plus receiver is just underneath here, and I was able to get to it pretty quickly, which was also really nice. I think it flew awesome. It was really easy to just take off and start flying, and it's one of those quads that I was impressed with the flight time for, because I was getting 5 minutes to 6 minutes freestyle and 7 to 8 minutes on a 4S 1550 with a slower, more cinematic style flight. So it definitely has duality. If you want to cinema, like get some really sick close-in cinema shots with this, or you just want to bomb down a mountain, this quad will pretty much do either. Freestyle, it could also do some racing, because these motors are super beastie, but the best thing about this one so far is the flight time. And up to an 8-minute flight time is unheard of on a freestyle quad. So throw some crossfire on here with your Immortal T on the back. It's already got that spot there for the Immortal T, and send it down a mountain. Or if you're a beginner, start out in stability mode, work your way up to acro, and this will be an awesome acro trainer. So let's go ahead now. Let's go hit some cliffs of Oregon, guys. And after that, I'll give you my final opinion on the Lal 5Style. Here we go. All right, guys, welcome back. And, I always like to ask you guys what you thought. I think that this quad, I did have a little bit of antenna damage from my crash in the top of the tree, but I did a nice durability test for you guys. This quad has 5mm arms on the bottom. They are replaceable arms, and it has a classic long body design, which means you can get plenty of battery on the top, but it goes all the way up to 800 milliwatt on the VTX. That's one other thing I forgot to mention in the very first of this video. So for freestyle guys, you can get really big air maneuvers. You can go way out there, and you can really have a nice transmission back to your goggles, a really solid transmission. You want to be careful cranking it all the way up to 800 during the summer months, because this little VTX can get super hot and possibly fried. Don't leave it sitting on the ground cranking 800 for more than even a couple minutes. Very, very sensitive during the summer months. So I can only imagine how hot this little guy would get. But the cool thing is that the good news is that Smart Audio came pre-configured. So I was able to change my power modes with the sticks on the fly, which is really nice. And in combination with SpeedyB, it's really easy to go in there and change the PIDs. And I didn't have to do any tuning out of the box because it flew great out of the box. So already I'm having a lot of good stuff to report back about this one. And you guys want to hear some negative stuff. One negative is that I came back missing a couple screws on the bottom. These 2 screws I had to replace. And partially that's my fault. You guys, whenever you get any quad, you get any RC car or even any RC helicopter, airplane, anything you get from some factory that has sort of pre-built you something like a bind and fly, take your driver and go around and tighten up all the screws. And I'm also missing 1 screw on the bottom of the motor here and 1 on this motor. So I lost a total of 4 screws off this quad. So go over this quad entirely with the driver. And where you have metal to metal connections, it doesn't hurt to use a little bit of Loctite, because that will save you and it'll keep your screws in place while you're flying. Now, what I also like about this frame is that it does have a little 20x20 option on the very back as well. You decided to upgrade this to a Caddx for your DJI goggles later. You got a spot for a Caddx Vista back there, which is really cool. So upgrade it to digital and fly it with a GoPro. So great price on this one, and smooth flying quad, and it survived the durability test. So thanks for watching, guys, and keep subscribing on the channel. Stay safe out there, and thanks for checking out the Lal 5Style. It's a good one, dudes. Thumbs up for this one, and especially for the price. Another thumbs up for the price. Thanks again. I'll see you on the next one. Take care.